Robert De Niro began his career as a young, intense method actor known for transforming himself completely for his roles. His breakthrough came in the 1970s with Taxi Driver, where his line, "You talkin' to me," became iconic. During his youth, he was known for playing complex, often troubled characters and won multiple Oscars. As he aged, De Niro gracefully transitioned into a mix of dramatic and comedic roles, starring in films like The Intern, The Irishman, and Meet the Parents. Even in his 80s, he continues to act, maintaining his legacy as one of the most respected actors in Hollywood history. Al Pacino emerged in Hollywood as a powerful dramatic actor, earning global fame with his portrayal of Michael Corleone in the Godfather trilogy. His early career was marked by intense performances full of emotional depth in movies like Scarface and Serpico. In his youth, he became a symbol of raw charisma and emotional power. In his later years, Pacino shifted towards roles that explored aging, power, and legacy, such as in The Irishman and House of Gucci. Even in his 80s, he continues to inspire new generations of actors with his passionate approach to storytelling. Harrison Ford became a household name as a young actor by playing adventurous heroes such as Han Solo in Star Wars and Indiana Jones. His youthful image was defined by charm, rugged looks, and fearless characters. In his early days, audiences loved him for his strong presence and rebellious energy. As he grew older, Ford remained active in cinema, returning to his iconic franchises while also taking on more emotional and reflective roles. In his 80s, he remains one of the few actors who can revive entire franchises simply with his return, proving that age cannot dim true star power. In his youth, Clint Eastwood was the ultimate symbol of silent strength and masculinity, especially in Western films like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. His sharp stare and minimal dialogue made him a legendary figure in cinema. As he transitioned into older age, Eastwood reinvented himself as a director and actor focused on emotionally complex stories. Movies like Gran Torino, $1 Million Baby, and Unforgiven earned him Oscars and critical acclaim. Even in his 90s, he continues to direct and act, becoming a symbol of endurance, discipline, and artistic growth. Morgan Freeman began his career later than many Hollywood stars, gaining recognition in his 40s for his calm voice, wisdom-driven roles, and deep emotional presence. In his younger years, he portrayed supportive, thoughtful characters in films like Driving Miss Daisy and Glory. As he aged, Freeman became known as the voice of authority, often playing roles such as leaders, mentors, or wise figures, including portraying God in Bruce Almighty. In his later years, he continues to inspire with roles in The Shawshank Redemption, Invictus, and Now You See Me, maintaining legendary status with his signature voice and dignified presence. As a young actor, Jack Nicholson became one of Hollywood's most unpredictable and charismatic stars, known for his intense facial expressions and wild energy. He rose to fame with films like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and The Shining, where his iconic "Here's Johnny" moment became film history. In his older years, Nicholson transitioned into roles that showcased a mix of humor, wisdom, and vulnerability, such as in As Good as It Gets and Something's Gotta Give. Though now retired, he remains one of cinema's greatest performers, known for his fearless and unforgettable characters. Anthony Hopkins began as a young, classically trained actor known for his stage performances and sharp presence. His breakthrough came with his terrifying portrayal of Dr. Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs, which won him an Oscar. In his youth, he was known for his intensity and ability to completely disappear into roles. As he grew older, Hopkins shifted toward deeply emotional and reflective performances, such as in The Father, which earned him another Academy Award in his 80s. Today, he continues to act with elegance and emotional depth, proving that talent only evolves with age. As a young man, Sylvester Stallone created and starred in Rocky, a film that represented his personal struggle to succeed in Hollywood. His early career was defined by muscular, determined heroes such as Rocky Balboa and Rambo, making him a symbol of toughness and resilience. As he aged, Stallone continued to return to his iconic roles, but with new emotional depth, exploring themes of aging, legacy, and perseverance in films like Creed and Rambo, Last Blood. His journey from underdog actor to global legend mirrors the characters he played. Sean Connery started his career as the first actor to play James Bond, becoming an international icon in his youth. Known for his charm, confidence, and powerful screen presence, he defined the image of the suave secret agent. As he got older, Connery transitioned to roles that showcased wisdom and leadership, appearing in films like The Untouchables, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and The Hunt for Red October, Until his retirement, he remained a symbol of timeless masculinity and refined power. As a young actor, Tom Hanks became known for his warmth, humor, and likability in films like Big and Splash. His career evolved as he took on more serious roles, gaining critical acclaim for Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, and Cast Away. In his later years, Hanks became known as America's Dad, often portraying kind-hearted, wise characters such as Walt Disney in Saving Mr. Banks and Fred Rogers in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. His legacy lies in his ability to connect emotionally with audiences across generations. Denzel Washington rose to fame in his youth through powerful roles in Glory and Malcolm X, where his intensity and emotional strength made him one of Hollywood's most respected dramatic actors. His early career was marked by playing strong, determined characters who fought for justice. As he aged, Washington continued to portray powerful figures but with deeper emotional complexity, such as in Fences and the Equalizer series. He became a mentor for younger actors and a symbol of discipline, excellence, and moral gravitas in cinema. In his youth, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a world-famous bodybuilder who transitioned into acting, becoming an action film legend with roles in The Terminator, Predator, and Commando. Known for his muscular appearance and iconic catchphrases, he defined the 80s and 90s action genre. In his older years, Arnold shifted toward more reflective roles while also serving as governor of California. Later films, such as Terminator, Dark Fate, showed him as a seasoned warrior, proving that age could not erase his star power. Samuel L. Jackson started his career later in life, but as a younger actor, he gained success with unforgettable performances in Pulp Fiction and Jurassic Park. His intense voice, charisma, and fearless screen presence made him instantly recognizable. In his older years, he became one of the most prolific actors in Hollywood, appearing as Nick Fury in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and taking on roles that showcase wisdom, authority, and intensity. His ability to stay relevant for decades is a testament to his adaptability and energy. As a young actor, Michael Caine stood out for his charming British accent and confident screen presence in films like The Ipcress File and Alfie. His early roles often portrayed clever, charismatic men navigating complex situations. In his later years, Caine transitioned into roles that highlighted wisdom, mentorship, and emotional depth, such as in the Dark Knight trilogy as Alfred and The Cider House Rules. Even in his 80s, he continued acting, leaving behind a legacy of elegance and emotional sincerity. Gene Hackman started his career with powerful performances in films like The French Connection and Mississippi Burning, where he portrayed gritty, morally complex characters. His youthful energy was defined by intensity and realism. As he grew older, Hackman transitioned into roles with more emotional reflection, such as in Unforgiven and The Royal Tenenbaums. He retired in his 70s, leaving behind a career filled with unforgettable performances that bridged raw power and emotional intelligence. In his youth, Dustin Hoffman became known for playing unconventional and emotionally rich characters in films like The Graduate and Rain Man. His early career was marked by his ability to portray everyday people with deep internal conflicts. As he aged, Hoffman took roles that showcased mentorship, vulnerability, and humor, such as in Meet the Fockers and Finding Neverland. His career is celebrated for transforming character acting into leading man success. Bruce Willis emerged as a charismatic action star in Die Hard, where his portrayal of John McClane brought a relatable, everyman hero to the screen. In his youth, he balanced comedy and action with charm and quick wit. As he aged, Willis continued starring in action films but also took on darker, more emotional roles in The Sixth Sense and Looper. Forced to retire due to health issues, he remains remembered as one of the most iconic action heroes of all time. Pierce Brosnan gained international fame as a young actor when he became James Bond in the 1990s, showcasing elegance, charm, and sophistication. His youthful screen presence combined grace and intensity, making him a global heartthrob. In his older years, Brosnan took on diverse roles, from emotional dramas to comedic films like Mamma Mia. Today, he continues to act in movies that emphasize maturity, charisma, and emotional presence. Richard Gere rose to fame in his youth as a romantic lead in films like American Gigolo and Pretty Woman, where his elegance and soft charm captivated audiences. He became a symbol of refined masculinity and emotional sensitivity. In his older years, Gere shifted to more thoughtful roles that explored maturity and inner conflict, appearing in films such as Arbitrage and The Dinner. His career reflects a smooth transition from heartthrob to respected dramatic actor. Christopher Walken began his career as a young stage actor with a calm but mysterious presence that set him apart from others. In his youth, he transitioned to cinema and became known for playing emotionally unpredictable characters, as seen in The Deer Hunter, which earned him an Academy Award. His unusual speech rhythm and intense stare made him unforgettable, often portraying eccentric, dangerous, or deeply troubled personalities. As he aged, Walken embraced both serious and comedic roles, becoming a beloved cult figure. In later films such as Catch Me If You Can and Seven Psychopaths, he balanced wisdom with dark humor. Even in old age, he remains one of the most unique and intriguing figures in Hollywood, admired for his ability to combine elegance, danger, and theatrical charisma. Jeff Bridges, born into a family of actors, gained fame early in his youth with roles in films like The Last Picture Show and Tron, becoming known for his relaxed charm and deep emotional authenticity. In his younger years, he often played carefree, easygoing characters with quiet strength. His breakthrough came later with The Big Lebowski, where his portrayal of the Dude turned him into a cultural icon representing laid-back philosophy and effortless coolness. As he aged, Bridges evolved into a respected elder statesman of cinema, taking on more serious and grounded roles in films like Crazy Heart, which earned him an Oscar. Even after battling serious illness, he returned to acting, symbolizing resilience and lifelong dedication to his craft. Kevin Costner rose to stardom as a young, handsome leading man known for his strong screen presence and quiet heroism. Early in his career, films such as Field of Dreams, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and The Bodyguard made him one of the most popular actors of the late 80s and early 90s. He later directed and starred in Dances with Wolves, winning 2 Oscars and earning critical acclaim. As he got older, Costner transitioned into mentor and leadership roles in films and series such as Man of Steel and Yellowstone, where he plays rugged, morally complex figures protecting their legacy. In his later career, he embodies authority, wisdom, and the emotional struggle of aging leaders. Willem Dafoe began his career in experimental theater before becoming a young Hollywood star known for his intense, sometimes unsettling screen presence. He quickly gained recognition in films like Platoon, where he played a compassionate soldier in a morally conflicted war. His sharp features and emotionally expressive eyes made him ideal for both heroes and villains. In youth, he was admired for his risk-taking and willingness to play dark, complex characters. As he aged, Dafoe continued to evolve artistically, taking unconventional roles in films such as The Lighthouse and Spider-Man, where he delivered one of cinema's most iconic villain performances as Green Goblin. Today, in older age, he is celebrated as one of the finest character actors of his generation, constantly reinventing himself with emotional courage and artistic depth. Liam Neeson started his acting career in dramatic roles, gaining recognition for his powerful and deeply moving performance in Schindler's List, which established him as a serious actor with emotional depth. In his youth, he was known for dramatic intensity and roles that demanded moral strength and emotional vulnerability. Surprisingly, in his later years, Neeson transformed into a late-career action star with films like Taken, where his deep voice and commanding presence turned him into a symbol of determined justice. In old age, he continues to combine both action and drama, portraying aging heroes who fight not only physical battles but also inner struggles. His journey reflects resilience, reinvention, and emotional gravitas that deepened with time. Ian McKellen began his career as a stage actor in classical Shakespearean theater, where his powerful voice and commanding presence made him a standout talent even as a young man. For many years, he was known mostly in the world of theater, praised for roles in Hamlet, Macbeth, and Richard III. His breakthrough into mainstream cinema came later in life, particularly with his iconic roles as Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings trilogy and Magneto in X-Men. These characters showcased a balance of wisdom, strength, and emotional depth, turning him into a cultural legend. In his older years, McKellen became a symbol of artistic elegance, dignity, and longevity, continuing to perform with passion while inspiring new generations of actors. Alan Arkin began his career as a young comedic and dramatic actor, known for his versatility and ability to switch between humor and serious emotional depth. His breakout roles in The Russians Are Coming, and Catch-22 showed his ability to bring humanity and charm to absurd situations. In his youth, he often played relatable, conflicted characters with subtle emotional complexity. As he aged, Arkin became a beloved senior figure in Hollywood, delivering unforgettable performances in films like Little Miss Sunshine, which won him an Academy Award. In his later years, his roles often reflected wisdom, dry humor, and gentle vulnerability, making him a heartwarming and respected presence on screen until his final days. Robert Duvall started his career quietly, gaining early recognition for his performance in To Kill a Mockingbird, where his silent presence made a strong impact. In his youth, he was known for playing grounded, emotionally authentic characters, often portraying men with inner conflict and quiet strength. With roles in The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, and Tender Mercies, Duvall became known as one of the greatest American character actors of his generation. In his older years, he transitioned into mentor and father figure roles, displaying patience, resilience, and deep emotional wisdom. Even into his 90s, he continues to act occasionally, proving that his craft was never about fame, but about truth and dedication to storytelling.